Hello! I thought I'd come out and see what's going on this Sunday. It's a bit of a windy day. It's the tail end of this storm, Amy. It's kept me in most of the weekend and I got a bit fed up of being stuck in, to be fair, and I imagine most people are. But we're at the back end of the wind, still holding on though, as you might be able to see. I thought, well, rather than stay stuck in, I'm going to hit some of the valleys underneath Werneth Low, which you might spot here in the background. Try and line you up. Whoop. I thought rather than get wind blasted up on top of the hills, I might try and do something a little bit different. Go for a walk and a talk, because I've covered this place before, my quiet walk, so you probably don't want to see it again. But I thought I'll have a bit of a look around, talk about anything I see along the way, just for a bit of a change up. See if I can get some of this nice autumn changeover of the seasons. See if there's any nice golden trees, amber browns and what have yous. And then, yeah, see where I end up. Some nice bits of weather already peeking through. Look at this over here, got some sun rays. Oh, God rays as they call them, do they? It's a nice walk, the area around here. It gets you out of the weather a little bit if the wind's like it is today, blowing a gale. There's lots of nice little bits to see. There's the pylons running over here right up to the Peak District way. Got the woods, the Great Wood, as we call it round here, or the valley, as most people would probably call it. It goes through some nice old cottages, goes past the River Etherow. You get to visit up to Werneth Low if you want, which I might do actually. Might have a walk up there. It's a nice view. Might get blown around a little bit, but we'll see. See what we find down here first in the valley. I know there's a nice few spots where it'd be nice to get a couple of shots. The river might be raging today as well with the water, all that rain, so let's have a look. Here's some of the colour that'll hold out up through the winter. Berries seem to last longer than the hawthorn leaves themselves. Nice bit of red. This bit always stands out to me when I come down this way. The ivy on the fence posts and the trees, it's covered every square inch of it. Goes right up to the tops of the trees up here. But it's just this section here, a bit further up to down here. Every fence post is covered with it. I know they say it's invasive, but something about it I like. It's a bit nature claiming a little bit of its space back. Here's another little hotspot for me. Every time I walk this way, I always think this reminds me of Shrek Swamp. It's a bit of a shrunk down version of it. It's a swampy tyre there just to add to the effect of a bit of grubbiness. The pipe is a drainage pipe for the field behind me, so it's not quite as bad as it looks. Just needs a little hole in there and the look would be complete. That'd be a miniaturised Shrek Swamp, maybe a donkey over there. You've got to get your days out where you can, haven't you? But I do like places like this a little bit more low profile, away from the crowds on a weekend. It's a Sunday. And it's probably a bit of a good time to get out anywhere because I'm slipping on acorns. That's all right, isn't it? They're all over the place around here. Yeah, the difference of what it's like to get to somewhere that's like this, and everybody can't wait to get out and get a little bit of fresh air, so I understand that. But I do like to have a couple of these places in my back pocket where I can come to escape the huge crowds. I don't have to go very far. I think everybody should have a couple of staples that they go to when the can't be bothered trying to cram in at Lady Bow Reservoir or Bamford Edge or something. Here's one of my favourites I'm always on about. You should show up in a lot of my videos. That's Coombs Edge, Coombs Rocks, Cowan Edge on the other side. Some excellent, awesome views from up there. You can see absolutely everything. You see Kinder Scout, Bleaklow, obviously this side with Werneth Low, Manchester. It's excellent. So if you don't know that one, I would definitely look that one up. Just don't go when I'm there. Like it quiet, don't I? Another little highlight just on this track. You see it start to come in now. A little pond that's hidden by the trees. Sometimes this is surrounded by cows, and not overly fond of walking between groups of cows for obvious reasons. Ah, look, there's a few mallards in there. That's nice. I won't get too close to them and scare them out of the pool. But it's a nice little spot, this. It's well hidden. I'll have a little bit of a closer look if I don't slip on some more dry acorns. As you can see, it is private. There is no fishing. Oh, I've done it. Scared off a mallard. There's a milk crate if anyone's looking for one of them. I don't come out with a backpack big enough to take that on with me. The light coming through at the other end, the ripples on the water. Excellent. Let's carry on. Oh look, there they are, there's the cows. Doop. They've given me a break today, spread out a bit. Ah, look at all them geese. I only just spotted all them geese. There's a few spots around here where the Canadian geese just seem to land in fields. They have a few private pools. If you go down the road to Etherow Country Park, Compston, you can't get away from them. But if you approach them down here, they really don't like you going near them. It's an excellent view again for me though. Got Coombs Edge up this way. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the edge of the Longdendale Valley there, going over Clough, over the hills, then towards the Snake Pass direction over there. That'll be more like the higher shelf stones area, where the road passes over the top, that most people will be familiar with. Close your gate. Give it a rattle check. There's no shortage of acorns. Tons of them, squirrels won't be going hungry. I've come to a bit of a crossroads now. I was undecided which way to go when I came out. I can either go, try and get this in the background there, up through the woods here, and up towards Werneth Low, and have a look around on top. So I can go down this way and see the Etherow. But it's not far to the Etherow. There's sun coming out now. So the wind's blowing those clouds out the way quickly. Now I'll have a walk down to the Etherow, I think. I'll have a look at that and then I might just double back and go up this way. Get to see these old cottages then as well. It's a nice one. Surprisingly few golden, brown, orange trees, isn't there, at the minute? I thought I'd be missing out and I thought I'd better get out and have a look, but looks like I've got a bit more time. Coming up to the River Etherow. And there used to be a bridge right over here. I think it was just for the farm though, to get access to the land. But that's long gone. You can see there's a bit of access if you've got a good four-wheel drive to get you over that there. You have to have a very good one for it when it's like this. There's a bridge further up though that you can still cross over and have a look. I was going to go and have a little bit of a view from there, but there's a family playing on there with the dogs, so I'm going to give it a miss. And I don't get this at all. There is no lock gate through there. I've tested it, it's a right of access route, but people are just funny about land, aren't they? Exercise your right to roam, but do it responsibly. If you've got access to OS Maps and you've had a look and there's a route there and there's no reason why you can't go through, make sure you do. I don't believe in hoarding land. I'm probably one of the people who take it a bit too far with helping myself to a few fenced off areas. I only do it when it's safe. I don't disturb animals. I don't take a dog with me, so that's not a trouble. And I definitely don't cause any damage to land. Well, it's not right to keep it to yourself, is it? It's for everybody. The Etherow back there is an impressive river, really. It starts way back up in the back of like the Londondale Valley. Right up in the hills. I can't actually tell you exactly where it starts, but beyond the reservoirs themselves are actually the Etherow. So all like the Woodhead, Torside, Bottoms, I think there's 5 there or so. If you actually look close enough on Google Maps, I think, you zoom in, you do see a little line running through it. It says River Etherow. And that's runs all the way down here, up to, I think we're in Tameside now, this area. And it continues on. And what it joins into now, the Tame. Probably, River Tame comes through a lot of these little areas, which you probably carved out, these little valleys. But it's an impressive job, it goes the distance. It fills out those ginormous reservoirs, which were groundbreaking world-class things when they were built, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, give the Etherow a look in. Back to this bit, where we're going is a backwood, so we're going left there. I tend to come in from the top. I usually walk up Apple Street on Werneth Low, and I have a bit of a cut-through route. It takes me through this way. There we go. We've got Tameside Trail and the Cown Edge Way. Well, the Cown Edge Way comes up from Cown Edge, Coombs Rocks. It goes on for quite a bit. I always intend to do the full route. Keep meaning to nail my brother down for that one. I like this bit down here actually. I'll show you this bit quickly. Usually I would come down from these steps you can see here. How cool is that? And I come down the hill from up the top there, cross over here. I say cross over, I usually stand here for a while and take it in because it's such a nice spot. You know, if you're into fairies or boggarts and things, this is where they live for sure. And you just zigzag up here. See, I'm not doing too bad so far, am I? There's not many people. I just passed a chap over there at the crossroad, where the lane came down here from the cottages. And yeah, there's no one else here, so I'm loving it. This is exactly what I came here for. Exercise your right to go to new places that aren't the hot spots. Everyone will be spread out a little bit. We'll all have somewhere nice and quiet to go. Get under this oak. Yeah, there's no shortage of oaks in here actually. The floor's still here, it's absolutely covered in acorns. I think this woodland here has been one of those places that's held on, don't know if I could say indefinitely, but I definitely think you would call it an ancient bit of woodland. Because I think it's in such a steep clough that it's never tried to be turned into anything. It's never been farmland or completely cut down, at least, judging by the mix of trees. It's not filled with pine, you know, that usual recovery plantation thing they do when they realise they cut all the trees down. We had nothing left. They'll run out of air. But there's a ton of all the English style trees that you'd expect to find in the UK. Birch, hollies, oak. Don't see much rowan in here. See a lot of them on the hills though, don't we? I don't know if there's a reason why they grow so well on there, but I see them in valleys quite a lot. But off the Snake Pass or Londondale, there's always a lot of them around. Here we go, another swamp. That only tends to fill up when the rain gets quite heavy and the river gets a little bit full. think that style has gone out of style. Look, I know I keep banging on about acorns, but look, absolutely tons of them. Every time I come through here, I'm always surprised by how many oaks there are. It really is a good kind of habitat for them to thrive. I can hear a few falling out of trees now. I think I read somewhere once that out of all the deforestation the UK has had, somehow it's got the highest amount of ancient oaks, or just oaks in general. I can't remember what it is now. Probably should have done my research before I tried to drop a fact. Tell me that isn't an excellent little piece of scenery. Just hidden off the side of a road somewhere, just near Broadbottom and Hyde and G-Cross. It's a fantastic little spot in here. Spot here now, it's all changed. This used to be a huge collapsed tree. It used to sit across the path, but it was always too muddy to go around. And I used to have to vault over it. I quite enjoyed it. I got a couple of pictures of my daughter hiding underneath it like a little shelter, but it's been cut to make the path accessible. I can understand that, that's perfectly fine, but a bit of a shame. I love this spot. I love how the river snakes through the whole woodland here. I think this section is called the Great Wood. There's a bit further back they call Hurst Clough. That was a primary school that I went to once. It's called Hurst Clough. But it comes through here and it weaves quite sharply, quite regularly. It's excellent. Check out this little waterfall. One of the advantages of the river snaking around through the woods so much is all these little bridges. As long as you're not afraid of trolls, it's a nice little spot. Mini waterfall after mini waterfall. Now let's see. Do I push my luck? I have a little climb on this green log, which we all know is a sign for just wet and slippery. It's quite thick though, so I'm hoping it's going to work as a little bit of a grip. Ah, there we go. I'm not sure if it makes for a nice view. See if we can get down alive now. Whee. Look at that root base. Yep, I made it anyway. Keep on going. Down to another bridge. Still on the Cowan Edgeway. The Trans-Pennine Trail. And Tameside Trail. It's doing 3 jobs at once. There we go, there's a couple of oaks. Far from the biggest ones around here. Pretty curious. That's Harrop Edge. And that is Wild Bank / Hobson Moor. Wild Bank's a nice place, there's lots of interesting features around there. Again, it's one of those hills which has been left out of the Peak District. We got scolded once by a commenter. Said it wasn't in the Peak District. I said, I never said it was. I said it's right on the edge. It skirts the Peak District. If you look around, all of that is the Peak District. And just that little bit over there is left out. Probably something to do with land ownership, isn't it? But yeah, you can't tell when you're up there. If you go up to Wild Bank and keep walking across some of the moors there, you're in the Peak District. You don't cross a sign or a border. You just walk past the last valley over near Brushes Reservoirs, another Brushes Valley up that way from Staley Bridge. And just as you get a little bit further back, you're in Tintwistle. Or over there towards Arnfield Brook, Arnfield Moor. You wouldn't even know. Here's a better example. There's a nice big oak. There's a couple like this one if you follow this route along. Nice big ones that sit on their own. In summertime, such a nice little resting spot. Just looking at the hawthorn again. Just comes out really well, doesn't it? Look at them. In summer, these are my favourite thing. The way they smell when it gets to the right time of year for summer. Is it late spring, summer? And the white blooms on them. You can always smell them a mile away. Sheep are in the field today. Still on the 3-point trail again. Hi ho. This is my shortcut up to Werneth Low. Sorry guys, I'm going to scare you off. Oh dudes. Brave ones, they're not fussed by me. Oh, there we go. See if we can get through here without being electrocuted. Oh, they've covered it up actually, so we're fine. Now this is Apple Street. Both ways, in case you wondered. But we're going up this way. What we make up in shorter distance, we lose in leg burning because it's a steepen. It's a nice little bit up here. It turns into a kind of mini moorland. It's in the right height for moorland anyway, but because it's walled up, it's not been grazed by the sheep. So it's a nice little spot. Get lots of heather and gorse. I do like gorse. You get a full field of them, the bushes, prickly bushes with the little yellow flowers, and you can hear them pop if you're there at the right time of year. Only ever heard it the once, and I think that was up near Coombs Rocks. I was walking up there from Charlesworth village. As I was coming through one of the fields, all the bushes were in the sunshine. I kept hearing a popping sound, and I had to walk over to them to figure out what it was. I'd never heard of it before. I think I read somewhere once as well that you can eat gorse flowers. I don't know what they taste like. The leaves don't look very edible. Unless you like your food dangerous. Here's one, having just said that. There we go. Very spiky. I'll flip you around to have a look. There we go, those cool little flowers. The little hardened casings around them pop open. But I'm leaning against one now, I feel like. And it's very prickly. Not chosen the best spot to come into. Got thistles, gorse, nettles, brambles. They're not looking particularly edible at the moment, so I won't be chewing on any of those. Some nice views from this point. Looks like it's raining over there, over by Clough. So hopefully it's going that way and not coming this way. Coombs Rocks again. That big basin quarry looking thing, which isn't a quarry. That's Harrop Edge up here. And, oops. That's Harrop Edge and Wild Bank, mentioned before. Hobson Moor as well. That's Hattersley down there. You can see Mottram Church up on the top of that little hill there on its own. It always looks cool, you can see that from miles away. Apple Street, that's where we came from. And where we're going. This is the spot I was talking about, like Wimberries and a baby oak. Ah, look, there we go. Rowans, I was talking about them before, wasn't I? There's a rowan. Rowan oak, oak rowan, fern, bramble, heather, there we go. There we go, no pig flowers left, they've all turned white. It's a nice little cut through this, it's a little bit of a sample, like a moorland sample, but with trees. We don't get trees on the moors very much, do we? But Wimberries, heather, and tidgy trees, only tend to get them in little cloughs, don't we, where the wind doesn't pull them down. I quite often see wild rabbits on here, but I've not seen any today. There's a track down the side of the golf course that heads down towards Compstall and Marple Way. There's always loads of them on there. If I go down on my bike quickly, you'll see them shooting across the road. Oh, there we go. Look a bit worse for wear, the brambles, so I don't think I'll be chewing on those, but there's some left if you're hungry. If you fancy a nip up to Werneth Low, there's a couple of sparse brambles left over for you to chew on. Don't eat the red berries. This fairly ropey looking bit here hides a quite nice view, if you know about it. This used to be the car park and the location of a pub. I think it was called Windy Harbour. It was still here when I was little. I don't remember ever going to it, so I'm not sure if it was open. I remember the building. But the viewpoint from up here is really good. The opposite side, Peak District this way, Manchester this way. See, excellent view. Just got better. Oh, it's a nice spot up here. It's windy. I'm hoping I'm not covering the lens with rain. And hopefully you can hear me because the wind is picking up. I think Clough has been selfish and it didn't keep the rain to itself. It looks like it's clearing over there. You can see down into Longdendale now. I'll have a quick peek. One of Longdendale's biggest fans, as you might know. I've got to be in the top 10. I bang on about it all the time. Valleys down this way. They're the ones that head down towards Saddlewith Way. You can see, I think, can't tell if I'm pointing at it through this little screen, but the valleys go down towards, probably most people know as like Dove Stones eventually. Did a video there recently, so you might see that soon. I should hope you will. I don't know whether to risk walking a bit further. See if I can get to the other part of the peak there. It's always busier near the Cenotaph. But I could risk it. See what views I pick up along the way. I've got nowhere to be today. Might as well have a pop. I think what I'm going to do is take this little valley walk through here. It's a little bit quieter and a bit more sheltered from the wind. It's a nice little walk. Can get a little bit muddy. But we'll see. Won't be too bad. I've got my walking shoes on. Anybody that's familiar with my Polter hikes might be interested to know this is Godley Green, all this area, which unfortunately is going to get plastered with houses soon. But as it stands now, it looks great. All this further back bit here is where you'll find the Ghost Hound, the Yellow Spectre Hound, the Boggart of Godley Green, and the White Ladies. Some of my favourites. It's probably no secret to anyone who follows my other videos that I'm into local ghost stories and folklore. There's quite a bit of it around here. There's some heritage to the other hillside over there of some old prehistoric archaeological spots, I think. I don't think they've found anything very substantial, but I think there was signs of little round houses and things on there. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on any of this. I felt encouraged today to do a bit of a walkout, more of a walking and talking video, which I don't normally do. I do like to do my silent walks and hope people just enjoy the environment. But I thought I'd like to do something a little bit different for once. Cover some of the same areas that I normally go to and just have a chat as I walk around. And a friend of mine who I met through YouTube, through my channel, who was good enough to follow me first, his name's John, or his Freestyle Towers. If you're looking for him on YouTube, you should look up his channel because his channel's excellent. He does very similar stuff to me in the way where he tries to look for some of the smaller niches of places that people might not have gone to before, and then give them a look in. He's a fellow small-time YouTuber. He's a good man. I'm going to try and do what he did for me and do a little showing of his channel on here. But I think he's a bit better at it than I am. We should definitely give John's channel a look in. And he's a great chap. He's always shouting out for the small YouTubers. I think he deserves one in return. Told me not to bother, but here we go. You have him on anyway, John. It's another cool and a little bit creepy corner. Just before we head up towards the Cenotaph. I believe the hill for the Cenotaph side is called Hackingknife. It's a lovely name. That's a kite, just in case you're wondering. It's not a pterodactyl. Me and my family tend to do that, come up here, it's a perfect spot for some kite flying. I like this ditch here. Let's have a quick look in here before I get to the top. I've come sledging into here before in the winter when it gets a bit snowy. I just remembered, on a Sunday, the Werneth Low Visitor Centre is open, and it has a cafe. It's only open on Sundays. Oh man, look at them. I'm gonna have to stop now what I'm saying now, look at these. Look at those monsters. Proper toadstools. Are they Fly Agaric, is it? Pretty cool. Enough to stop me in my tracks. And I might be saying more about myself than I intended to, but they remind me of those cheap pizzas from when I was a kid. You know, you get about 10 of them for £1 from somewhere like Farm Foods or something. They got barely any cheese on them. But I won't be taking a bite out of it. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to visit the cafe down here. It's only open on a Sunday. It's only for a few hours. But it's nice and pocket friendly. Do toasties and cakes. And, you know, brews, cold drinks, hot drinks, soup of the day, job, excellent. So if you get yourself up here on a Sunday, then do go and support them, they are great. I think it's entirely run by volunteers, the Werneth Low environmental group, I think it is. I follow them on Facebook, so maybe you should do that. They're always taking photos of the season changes, of whatever's happening up here. Yeah, I might go stick my head in there now, get a cake and a brew. Hopefully it's not too busy. As I said, I've gone way off my planned route today, but I just saw another hot spot to point out on my way into the cafe area. They have an orchard. There's a nice little garden around the visitor centre. Look at this. See these every year, and I will admit I have pinched a few of them. Look at all them apples. And these are fairly small ones. Check all them out. Now somebody somewhere could make a few nice pies and crumbles out of that. Get down and get these in a pie for me. And they're not all small. There's some substantial specimens. Check that out. Oh, and here we go again. Free pizza. There's a few of them actually. There's a few pairs left. If that's your pair reference. No? Okay, that's me done. Topped up with my jam and cream scone and a brew. £3.50 total. A quid for the brew, £2.50 for the cream scone. Excellent. Can't complain. Yeah, I'm out on the road now. I think I'm taking the roadway back to my car. I think I've ran my course as far as the walk goes. The rain's kicking in. But yeah, that's me done. I thought I'd save you the views of the walk back, as you can see. It's a little bit roady. Noisy. Just passing Godly Green. Found this apple. Not going to eat it, I don't think. I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe I'll throw it to a horse or something. Just felt compelled to keep it. The size of it, it's massive. And that's it, yeah. If you enjoyed my video, I know it's a little bit different from the kind of thing I'm normally doing. I'm used to keeping it quiet unless I'm telling my hike tales. So if you enjoyed this type, they won't be replacing my others as usual, but if you did, let me know please. I'd appreciate it. And if you did, and you don't already subscribe, then please do that. Because it is free, and it does help me. Free and it helps me. Doesn't do you any harm. Click it, one little click, and you're sorted. That's all I need. Do enough for them, and then YouTube says, oh, he's doing all right. I'll show him to a few more people. And then before you know it, 80 million followers. 80 million I've got, or will have. Never know. Anyway, that's me done. Do a quick pan. Bit of Werneth Low up there. Up there. Have a good one. I'll come back for some more soon. Cheers. See you later.